Hi Virgo! Thank you for watching Psychic's Light today. This is going to be your weekly tarot reading from September 26th through October 3rd. This is a general collective reading. All channels messages, of course, will come from the highest possible good. And let's take a look and see, what does Virgo have to know this week? What do I pick up for Virgo? Alrighty. I see a busy month for a lot of Virgos. Trying to really make some headway, trying to really get to new ground. I'm picking up a lot of tying up loose ends. You're still in the process of doing that as we are headed into the last week of the month, into next month. There's a lot of clearing things up, cleaning things up, finishing things. But let's take a closer look here. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm getting is there's been a lot of clarification of goals for you and what you're wanting and what you're doing moving forward. So there's been a lot of reevaluation, as in what are you doing in your life, or how do you get to where you want to go in your life. Or make the changes you want to change. It may have been a busy month for a lot of you Virgos. Something I'm seeing is, if it's not busy on the outside, you could have a lot going on in your mind. So there's still this kind of messy, busy energy buzzing. It's not necessarily negative. It's just you want to get a lot more done. Or there's a goal you're trying to accomplish and you're not quite there. You're wanting to step it up somehow, level it up and work on that. So what I'm getting is a lot of stressors or worries that you could have had earlier in the month as we're headed towards this, as we're in this last week here. You're realizing things really aren't that bad. Things are okay. Looks like you're trying to stay positive. I'm getting you may have received help or assistance, or some positive feedback, some sort of encouragement about what you're doing. Because I do, again, get trying to find clarity, clarify in your life, kind of trying to clear things up in order to create these changes or head towards your goals. But there's still this messy energy because there's a sense of having to tie up loose ends, close out old ties, like kind of reorganize or things like that, really kind of narrow things down and hone in. For some of you, there could have been a really close call about something. When it comes to family or friends, there's a sense of a close call, like, oh, things could have been worse than they were, or something like that. So I'm getting a lot of anxiousness or buzzing around that you are going through. And I'm picking up a lot of past energy for you to start off with, even though we are focusing on this week moving forward. So to me, that shows that there's still a lot of things, that you have to clear up going into this week. That's what this is about. There's still a lot on your mind that you're processing. I am seeing staying optimistic, and this to me shows you do have a good idea. It may not have fully taken off yet, or whatever you're doing, it looks good for you and your loved ones, but it's still not in full bloom or fully blossoming yet. But this is showing me you're on the right track. For those of you who are in a relationship or courting, I'm really seeing here, after a lot of heartache, And it doesn't just have to be heartache from a partner. It could just be in general after just a lot of difficulties in life. You really have met somebody you're really able to connect with and just kind of develop something with. I'm picking up somebody who understands you, someone who you can be yourself with, someone whose presence kind of supports you without having to say anything. So I do see a good match for you. And because I kind of pick up, even though this reading is about this week, like I said, I see a lot of past things influencing what's happening. So for those of you starting the new relationship, it's going to take time for you to realize this. I wouldn't overthink it. Right now, you could be overthinking. Or I guess I wouldn't call it overthinking. It actually looks like that's what you're meant to be doing right now, Virgo. There's a lot of different ideas and thoughts flying through your mind, and you kind of have to, face that and really clarify and really kind of clean out that, clean out all those thoughts, or really kind of see things through to the end and figure out, what am I doing with this? Do I still really need this? Do I still really want to do this? Does this serve me? So I do see a bigger plan moving forward in your life. And in order for you to continue to head towards that, which it looks very good, you've hit something on point for yourself. But in order for you to move towards that more, you're figuring out what has to be done. And a lot of that is dropping a lot of stuff. And it doesn't have to be physical stuff. It's not just like cleaning out your closet, organizing your garage, even though that may help making more actual space. But it's making space in your mind and making time. What I'm getting for those of you that are already in a relationship, if been in one, is as you're making these changes, it could be a side project, a side business, something creative, or maybe a new business venture, or like a home remodel. It looks like something you more want to do, Virgo. I'm not getting, you and your partner decide together and you're working on this, because I am talking about those Virgos who are in a relationship. This is something more you want to do. And I do see your partner there supporting you, although they may not fully see your vision. So they don't know what they're fully supporting, although they trust in you, and they look like they're there to assist you to get where you need to be. A message I'm getting from Spirit that comes very strongly, which comes through very strongly for you, is it does seem like in the past you may have made a mistake, or feel you made a big mistake in the past, or there was a big loss in the past, or there was just something that happened in your past that has really was slowing you down, weighing heavily on you, very disappointing. It may have limited you for quite some time. It may have made you feel stuck, or may have put so much fear in you that you weren't really able to move forward in life, or you didn't know how, or you didn't trust your intuition, or trust that you were capable, of doing anything. So something devastating kind of happened and floored you, is what I'm getting. And so that wasn't this month, Virgo. This is something that happened a while ago, but I'm getting your birthday month this month. You have really worked hard, or just, the energies in the moons, the planets and the stars and the moons and the suns and things are just like pushing you to go now, to let that go and to move forward and to move on and to learn from that mistake. And I do see that's in general where you're at right now. Looks like you're ready to get back out there in more than one way. I get things may not be the same this round, or things may not be the same at first, because there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of fear, hesitation, which, makes sense because of some traumas that you went through, or losses, or just things not turning out the way you want. But some of these cards here are really showing me that you're doing what you're doing for a reason. this time around will be different. In fact, you have learned from whatever mistakes you've made in the past. One other message I'm getting for those of you in a new relationship or dating somebody, I do see a good partnership here that's developing at your pace over time, and it's important, to allow this relationship to develop at a pace that's good for you, because you have a lot of other stuff going on. I do see this person being understanding. But one thing, what was I going to say here? For those of you in the new relationship, what I'm getting is, well, looks like now I cannot remember what message I was picking up there. Let's see, I'm going to reshuffle for any final clarifications, any last messages. Let's see. Oh, I do remember now. So what I was picking up for those of you in the new relationship, because you have a lot of things going on in your life that you may consider responsibilities or priorities or things you really need to do. Like these things need to come first, your social life or your love life. You can't invest that much in that right now. I'm also picking up of what I'm picking up is for a lot of you Virgos, that's not necessarily true. I do pick up that you may be, that having that support in that relationship and that partner in the ship there and in making time for that is exactly kind of what you need. It's a sense of like fuel or inspiration. It can help you, it can encourage you, or it can inspire you. So it's kind of very nourishing and flourishing for you. And I am getting some of that ego energy. So really there's fear to get too close to this person, or there's fear to invest extra time with this person because there's a concern things may not turn out as you would like. So let's just see here. Any final messages for Virgo for this week? What does Virgo need to know this week? Oh, right, Virgo. Last clarification for September 26th through October 3rd. It's going to be a bit of a wild ride, is what I see for a lot of you Virgos this week. You know, I just said, oh, you're tying up loose ends, you've really made progress, this or that. Very true in a lot of ways, but you're still being swamped and bombarded, and there's a lot going on. A lot of it is good. It's what you want. It's like spirit is pushing you where you need to be, where you want to go. It really is a push, which means you're trying to plan everything out. You're trying to pace everything out. You've been probably working on this off and on, stop and go for a long time. Well, a lot of things are just going to happen. And so you may feel out of control. This looks very good. It's inspiring. It's creative. It's passionate. It's time. You know, you're being moved. There could be a lot of fun involved, but the thing is, it's not in your control. It may be unexpected. Maybe things you have planned this week do not happen. Other things happen instead that are unexpected. Although I'm seeing here, if you just go with them, you never know what could happen. It could really turn into something amazing, because there's this unseen, powerful spiritual energy that's guiding you and leading you. But for a lot of us, that can be scary, you know. Not to mention we have to make sure we're making the right decisions. And if we have failed and made mistakes in the past, we may not feel we're capable of making correct decisions. So Virgo, I do see a lot of you have work responsibility, things you got to do, things on your list you got to get done this week. You are going to work on that. But I also see unexpected things at play. So things, I would just say, I guess, not to fight it. If you fight it, it could be worse. If you don't, it may be a very pleasant surprise for you. And that is what I have for you this week, Virgo. Hopefully this message was helpful. feel free to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you.